So there was some, everybody's been waiting around. Like the two guys that people are waiting on to make a decision and make a deal are Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. When are these guys going to sign their contract extension? Because they're going to get paid. And Cincinnati's been kind of bracing themselves for this. We've talked about this to where, stadium sponsorship, they didn't normally do that. Now you can gamble in the state of Ohio, so maybe, some of that gambling revenue, throw a sports book in there in the state. Like whatever they're trying to think of or whatever they're trying to do, they're trying to come up with as much cash as possible because Joe Burrow's their guy. It's been a total success, and they'd like to hold on to him for the next 12, 15 years and get him paid, get him locked in, and get the deal done. And then with Justin Herbert and the Chargers, look, he's not going anywhere. The Chargers have identified he's their franchise quarterback, and he's going to be our guy moving forward. And now you're just kind of waiting around. These are the next two, and what are we waiting on? And they've all talked. Joe Burrow and his camp have said, and the Cincinnati Bengals have kept it pretty close to the vest. And everybody's been trying to figure out, all right, so who's going to be the next one to get their deal done? Jalen Hurts got paid. Lamar Jackson got paid. Who's going to be the next one? So this discussion has been going on in Cincinnati for a little while now, and people have been trying to figure out whether or not Joe Burrow is going to go first or Justin Herbert's going to go first. And apparently there's a thinking behind why Joe Burrow may be waiting. This according to Paul Dehner Jr. of The Athletic, who said that part of the delay in Joe Burrow signing his contract is because he's waiting on Justin Herbert. Now, all of that would make sense. You want to see what the other guy settles for, and then you can come over the top. Like all of that makes sense. I totally get it. But if it's me, and maybe I'm just playing it safe, and maybe I'm not as, ballsy or gutsy when it comes to finances and things like that. But if it's me, I'm taking my deal, and I'm not really waiting around for the other guy. Because let's be honest, based on the structure of the contract, you could probably come back in a couple of years and then redo it again. Like Aaron Rodgers, when he got his deal done years ago, all of a sudden you look back a couple of years later and Rodgers was like, kind of low on the list when it comes to quarterbacks making money. And then they redid it, and he's getting, $50 million a year from the Packers and now onto the Jets? You're just going to redo the deal anyways. After a couple of years, you would think. That's why Patrick Mahomes, there's been speculation about what they're going to do with his contract, or Josh Allen, or some of these guys. But Joe Burrow waiting around potentially for Justin Herbert to get his deal done. I mean, if I'm Burrow, first of all, he's done more than Justin Herbert has. I mean, Justin Herbert's got all the potential and all the promise in the world. But Joe Burrow's actually taken his team to a Super Bowl. You could argue maybe they should have won that Super Bowl. He took them to an AFC title game. He's completely turned around the entire franchise. Like, they've gone from disaster, trying to recover from Andy Dalton. Is Zach Taylor going to get fired? Do they regret firing Marvin Lewis? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now they're one of the teams in the NFL that you look at and go, yeah, that's a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I mean, they've ruined the Buffalo Bills. Like, Buffalo's not been the same since that playoff game. Stephon Diggs doesn't know whether or not he wants to be on the team anymore. He's, fighting with somebody. Is it Josh Allen? Is it the head coach? Like, what? They've completely changed the course of the AFC for at least one franchise. So Joe Burrow's their guy. Like Justin Herbert, yeah, I mean, he's still got, things he needs to accomplish, like winning a playoff game and all the other fun stuff, so he's going to get paid. But Joe Burrow definitely deserves to get paid. And if he's waiting around for Justin Herbert, me personally, I'm getting my deal done. I'm not waiting for anybody. If he ends up making more money than me the first couple of years of the deal, and I got to go back after year 3 or 4 and redo the contract with Cincinnati, then I'll do that. But the idea that he's waiting around for Justin, I would get my deal done. And on top of that, and this sort of gets lost in the shuffle, Joe Burrow suffered a pretty nasty knee injury his first year that cut his rookie season short, where he tore a couple of ligaments and Like, if anybody knows the mortality of your NFL career, Joe Burrow suffered a devastating knee injury year one. You would think that would be somebody who doesn't want to take any chances and wants to go and get a deal done. It's why when Lamar Jackson was playing the game with the Baltimore Ravens trying to get his contract done, I'm thinking to myself, dude, you've had your career, mortality stare you square in the eyes a couple of times already. You're a mobile quarterback. You've been banged up and injured multiple times in your career. Why would you not want to get a deal done? Now, I play it safe. All right. When we talk about betting on sports, legitimately, and I'm not making this up, when I complain about bets that I lose, they're $5 and $10. I don't have the guts to bet significant money on a game because it'll drive me nuts. Because I can remember being a busboy at TGI Fridays and betting a $100 parlay. It was, I think, LeBron James's rookie year. I want to say maybe his first or second year. They were playing the Orlando Magic. This is how long ago it was. It was when Tracy McGrady was on the Orlando Magic. And I had a 2-team parlay. I had the Cavs minus 2.5, or I had the Cavs plus 2.5, and I had the under. So the over-under was like 201, something like that. And Cleveland had a 100-97 lead. So on a parlay, you need both of those to hit in order to get paid. And I bet $100 on it. It would have paid out $260. Cleveland had a 100-97 lead. So not only am I winning my plus 2.5 because I'm getting 2.5 points and they're up by 3, not only am I covering that, but as it stands right now, the total's at 197. I'm about to hit the under. And Tracy McGrady shoots a 3 at the buzzer and gets fouled. Misses the shot, but goes to the free throw line and hits all 3 free throws. And I'm standing with a bus tub in my hand, a squirt bottle hanging off my apron, holding on to some paper towels I'm about to wipe down a party of 8 from, thinking to myself, I just worked this entire shift for free. $100 gone. Man up and vanished like a fart in the wind. Okay? I've been scarred ever since that, and that happened like 20 years ago. So when it comes to financial risk-taking, I don't take any chances. And if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm not waiting around for Justin Herbert and the Chargers to figure out whether or not they want to get a deal done. And I'm definitely not waiting around to play football any longer, especially after I suffered a devastating injury a couple of years ago. Go to the table, figure out what it is. Maybe you'll make a little bit less than some of these other guys, but then you come back in a couple of years after there's more revenue in the sport and TV deals get bigger and the Bengals make more money, and then you can redo the contract then. Me personally, I'm not waiting around for a damn thing.